Have you noticed how simple tasks like climbing stairs or carrying groceries seem to get harder with each passing year? It's frustrating when your own body feels weaker, and sometimes you wonder if this is just the inevitable old age catching up. But what if I told you it's not just about getting older or moving less? There's a hidden cause behind muscle loss that most people overlook, and it can quietly steal your strength and independence. This is a problem many seniors face, yet it's often ignored until it becomes a real threat. In today's video, I want to share with you one surprising food that can help reverse this muscle loss, helping you regain your strength and confidence. Stick around, because what you'll learn might just change how you see aging and how you take care of your body moving forward. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Have you ever caught yourself hesitating at the bottom of the stairs, taking a deep breath before climbing, as if your legs were suddenly heavier than they used to be? Maybe you've noticed that rising from your favorite armchair takes a little more effort these days, or carrying a full grocery bag feels more challenging than it did a few years back. For many older adults, these little changes sneak up quietly, brushed off as just getting older, or maybe just a bad week. But these moments are more than simple inconveniences. They can be the first subtle signs of something that affects millions of seniors in America. Age-related muscle loss, known in medical terms as sarcopenia. It's not just a matter of feeling off or a bit tired after a busy day. Over time, this gradual loss of muscle strength can quietly erode confidence and independence, making favorite pastimes harder to enjoy and everyday life more challenging. Let's pause and think about it for a moment. How often do we dismiss these signs? It's easy to chalk up shaky hands, a slower gait, or aching muscles to normal aging, telling ourselves, that's just how it goes. But does every year past 60 have to mean giving up strength, vitality, or the freedom to live on your terms? This is where I want to challenge what we've always believed about aging. What if muscle loss isn't just an unavoidable part of getting older? What if, instead, there are hidden causes, and more importantly, hidden solutions, waiting for us to discover? The truth is, sarcopenia isn't just about the years on your birthday cake. Science now tells us that muscle loss after 60 is extremely common, but not entirely inevitable. Studies estimate that somewhere between 30% to 50% of Americans over the age of 70 experience significant muscle loss, enough to affect their daily lives, their confidence, and even their risk of falls and injuries. That means nearly half of the people your age could be facing challenges that were never talked about when they were younger, or simply blamed on old age. So, what's happening inside your body? The answer isn't as simple as, you're getting older. For decades, doctors and researchers have studied why our muscles seem to shrink and weaken as we age. While there's no denying that our bodies change, the underlying causes are both fascinating and, in some ways, hopeful. One big factor is a gradual decline in the body's ability to produce and use protein. Protein is the essential building block for muscle, helping you maintain strength and recover after physical activity. As we age, our digestive systems don't process protein quite as efficiently as they used to. This means even if you eat the same meals as you did at 40 or 50, your muscles may not be getting the full benefit. Alongside this, our hormone levels, especially hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, naturally decrease with age. These hormones play a key role in signaling your muscles to grow and repair. With fewer of these messengers circulating in your bloodstream, it's harder for your body to hold on to the muscle you have, let alone build new strength. But there's more to the story. Over the years, many of us naturally slow down. Retirement might mean less movement each day. Injuries, aches, or even worries about falling can make you less likely to go for a walk, tend your garden, or join a fitness class. This decrease in activity sends another signal to your body: we don't need as much muscle anymore. and your muscles quietly begin to waste away from lack of use. Nutrition, too, is often overlooked. Busy schedules, medications, changes in appetite, or the loss of a spouse who used to cook can all lead to skipped meals or unbalanced diets. If your body isn't getting enough vitamins, minerals, and especially protein, your muscles miss out on the very nutrients they need to thrive. Now, let's step away from the science for a moment and talk about what this means for people like you and me. For many, the loss of muscle isn't just about feeling weaker, it's about what that weakness represents. Maybe you find yourself worrying about falling in the bathroom or needing help with the laundry. You might have noticed friends who once joined you for daily walks now stay home because of unsteady legs or sore joints. It can be frightening to feel your independence slipping away, little by little. Take, for example, Mrs. Ellen Brown, a spry grandmother from Ohio who spent her whole life caring for her family and volunteering at her church. She prided herself on living alone and being able to do it all. But after her 72nd birthday, Ellen started noticing she was tired more easily. Her arms ached after carrying groceries, and she once stumbled getting out of the bathtub. She brushed it off as normal aging, not wanting to worry her children. But a few months later, she slipped on her porch steps, fracturing her wrist and spending weeks in recovery. "I felt so helpless," she told me. "For the first time, I was scared I couldn't take care of myself." Ellen's story is all too common. The fear of losing independence can weigh heavily on the mind, leading to isolation, sadness, or even a reluctance to reach out for help. Some people begin to avoid activities they love, dancing, hiking, traveling, because they worry their bodies will let them down. Over time, this withdrawal only makes muscle loss worse, trapping people in a cycle that's hard to break. But here's the good news. Sarcopenia is not an unstoppable force. With the right knowledge, small changes, and a little determination, you can protect and even rebuild your muscles, restoring not only your physical strength but your sense of self and joy for life. So, what can you do? First, it's important to recognize that muscle loss is not just an inevitable part of aging. It's a signal from your body that something needs attention, often your diet, activity level, or even your mindset. Let's start with nutrition. The foundation of strong muscles is a diet rich in high-quality protein. This doesn't mean you need to eat like a bodybuilder or overhaul your entire menu. Simple, everyday choices, like adding a piece of salmon to your weekly meals, including eggs for breakfast, or enjoying a cup of Greek yogurt as a snack, can make a world of difference. Foods like salmon are especially powerful, offering not only protein but also omega-3 fatty acids that help reduce inflammation and support muscle health. If you're not a fan of fish, don't worry. Other protein-rich foods like chicken, lean beef, tofu, beans, and dairy products also count. The key is consistency. Try to include a source of protein at every meal, even if it's just a few extra spoonfuls of cottage cheese or a handful of nuts. Next, let's talk about movement. You don't have to join a gym or run marathons to see improvement. Gentle activities like walking, light resistance exercises with bands or small weights, or even regular stretching can help maintain and rebuild muscle. The most important part is to make a regular habit, something you look forward to, not a chore you dread. Ellen, our friend from Ohio, started by joining a gentle chair yoga class at her community center, then added short daily walks with her neighbor. At first, she worried she wouldn't keep up, but she quickly discovered how even small, consistent efforts paid off. After a few months, she noticed she could climb the stairs without resting, and carrying groceries didn't leave her sore and exhausted. "It's not about turning back the clock," Ellen said. "It's about giving myself the best chance to enjoy the years I have." Of course, it's wise to talk with your doctor before starting a new exercise program, especially if you have health conditions or mobility concerns. Your healthcare provider can help you find safe, effective routines that suit your needs. There's another important piece to this puzzle: community and connection. Isolation can quietly sap your energy and motivation, making it harder to stick with new habits. If you're able, try to involve friends or family in your healthy changes. Join a local walking group, invite your grandchild to cook a protein-rich meal together, or reach out to a neighbor for a regular stroll around the block. Sharing your journey not only boosts your spirits but keeps you accountable, too. Finally, don't underestimate the power of mindset. Aging is often painted as a time of loss, but it's also a season of wisdom, resilience, and growth. By recognizing the signs of muscle loss and taking action, you're not giving in to fear, you're choosing to invest in yourself. You're proving that it's never too late to care for your body and reclaim the independence and joy you deserve. So, the next time you find yourself hesitating at the stairs or doubting your strength, remember, those moments are not the end of your story. They're the beginning of a new chapter, one where you take small steps, literally and figuratively, to nurture your muscles, your spirit, and your freedom. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. If Ellen could do it, so can you. Start today with a simple change. Add more protein to your meals, move your body a little each day, and reach out to someone for support. The journey to stronger muscles isn't about perfection. It's about progress, persistence, and the belief that you are worth the effort. Aging may bring changes, but it also brings opportunities. Opportunities to learn, to grow, and to rediscover what you're truly capable of. So take heart, stay hopeful, and know that you have the power to shape your future, one healthy habit at a time. Sometimes, answers to our biggest health challenges come from the simplest places. We spend years searching for miracle cures, expensive supplements, or complicated routines, all while a truly powerful solution waits quietly in the grocery store's refrigerated aisle. If you've ever wondered if there's a natural, delicious way to help your muscles stay strong, something that doesn't require a doctor's prescription or a mountain of pills, then this part of the story is just for you. Let's take a step back and remember those moments of doubt, when your legs feel shaky after a walk, or you look in the mirror and wonder if your body will ever feel sturdy again. It's easy to believe that aging means slowly fading away, muscle by muscle. But what if the answer to rebuilding your strength, your confidence, and your independence lies not in a pharmacy, but in your very next meal? I want to introduce you to one of nature's true gifts, a food that's been cherished for centuries and is now celebrated by doctors and nutritionists alike for its incredible health benefits. Salmon. Yes, salmon. This vibrant, flavorful fish may seem ordinary to some, but to those in the know, it's nothing short of a miracle when it comes to protecting and rebuilding aging muscles. Let's explore why this superfood of the sea is so remarkable and why it deserves a regular place at your table, especially as you journey through your golden years. First and foremost, salmon is a powerhouse of high-quality protein. Our bodies need protein every single day to repair tissue, build new muscle fibers, and maintain strength. But as we age, our ability to absorb and use protein from food naturally declines, a big reason why seniors are more vulnerable to muscle loss. Unlike many other protein sources, salmon provides what nutrition experts call complete protein, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids your muscles need to rebuild and thrive. Let's put this in practical terms. Just one serving of wild-caught salmon, about the size of your palm, delivers around 22 grams of pure, muscle-building protein. That's more than enough to give your muscles a fighting chance against age-related decline, without the heavy, greasy feeling you might get from other meats. And because salmon is so easy to digest, your body can make the most of every bite. But the story doesn't end with protein. What truly sets salmon apart, and earns it its reputation as a miracle food, is its abundance of omega-3 fatty acids. Now, if you've read health articles or watched TV in recent years, you've probably heard about omega-3s. But what are they, really, and why do they matter so much for seniors battling muscle loss? Omega-3s are a special kind of healthy fat found mainly in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. These fats are essential, meaning your body can't make them on its own. You must get them from your food. And once inside your body, omega-3s get to work in remarkable ways. They fight inflammation. As we age, chronic inflammation becomes a silent enemy. It can weaken muscles, slow down recovery after activity, and even contribute to conditions like arthritis. The omega-3s in salmon are nature's anti-inflammatory agents, soothing your tissues and helping you move more comfortably. They improve blood flow. Muscles need a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients to grow and repair. Omega-3s help keep your blood vessels flexible and healthy, so every walk, stretch, or gardening session pays off more. They boost nutrient absorption. Healthy fats like those in salmon help your body soak up vitamins and minerals, meaning you get more benefit from every nutritious meal. Perhaps most surprisingly, studies now suggest that omega-3s may actually activate the body's muscle-building machinery, helping older adults preserve and even regain muscle mass, especially when paired with regular activity and a protein-rich diet. Imagine that, a simple food not just slowing down loss, but helping you grow stronger, even in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. There's more. Salmon is also a rich source of vitamin D, a nutrient many Americans, especially seniors, don't get enough of. Vitamin D is famous for its role in building strong bones, but it also plays a critical part in muscle health. Low vitamin D has been linked to weakness, fatigue, and an increased risk of falls. Just a few servings of salmon each week can help keep your vitamin D levels where they need to be, supporting both your bones and your muscles, so you can stay active and confident. It's worth pausing for a moment to appreciate how remarkable this is. In a world where so many solutions are complicated, expensive, or hard to follow, salmon offers us a blessing that's both natural and accessible. It doesn't matter if you're a gourmet chef or someone who prefers quick and simple meals. Salmon is easy to prepare and a pleasure to eat. Maybe you remember family fish fries from your childhood, or perhaps you're trying salmon for the first time. However you enjoy it, baked with a squeeze of lemon, grilled with a sprinkle of herbs, or flaked into a hearty salad, this humble fish can become your ally in the fight for strength and independence. Let me tell you a quick story about George, a retired firefighter from Oregon. After a knee injury sidelined him, George found himself struggling with muscle loss and persistent fatigue. He missed hiking with his grandkids and began to feel more like a bystander than an active participant in his own life. His doctor suggested adding more protein and omega-3s to his diet, and a neighbor introduced him to salmon, something George had rarely eaten before. At first, George was skeptical. But he gave it a shot, grilling salmon fillets twice a week and sometimes tossing smoked salmon onto his morning bagel. Within a few months, George noticed he was moving more easily. His aches lessened, his energy improved, and best of all, he felt like himself again. It was like flipping a switch, George says. Who knew something so simple could make such a big difference? Stories like George's are not uncommon. Across the country, older adults are discovering that the path to better muscle health doesn't have to be lined with prescriptions or frustration. Sometimes, it's as simple as making friends with a new food, and letting your body reap the rewards. If salmon isn't your favorite, or if it's hard to find where you live, don't worry. The same muscle-protecting benefits can come from other fatty fish like mackerel, sardines, or even trout. For those who prefer plant-based options, foods like walnuts, flax seeds, chia seeds, and soy can provide some omega-3s as well, though nothing quite matches the unique blend found in salmon. Still, if you're able to add salmon to your diet even a couple of times a week, you're giving your body a powerful boost. Here are a few easy ways to start. Try grilled salmon fillets for dinner, seasoned with just salt, pepper, and a squeeze of fresh lemon. Add canned wild salmon to salads, wraps, or casseroles. Make simple salmon patties for a protein-packed lunch. For breakfast, top whole grain toast with smoked salmon, avocado, and a sprinkle of dill. One of the best parts about salmon is how little effort it takes to prepare. It cooks quickly, just a few minutes in the oven or on the stovetop. And unlike many processed foods, it's free from artificial additives, colors, and hidden sugars. You know exactly what you're eating, and your body thanks you for it. This is more than just a matter of nutrition. Choosing salmon is a way of honoring yourself, recognizing that your health is worth investing in, no matter your age. It's about feeling gratitude for the gifts that nature provides and realizing that some of the most powerful tools for health are the ones that are easiest to overlook. For years, the myth persisted that getting older means surrendering strength, independence, and joy. But today, you know better. Each time you reach for that piece of salmon, you're making a choice, not just to eat well, but to live well. You're embracing a solution that's delicious, comforting, and deeply nourishing, giving your muscles exactly what they need to serve you faithfully for years to come. So the next time you wonder if it's possible to regain what age has quietly taken, remember salmon. Remember George, Ellen, and so many others who found new energy and confidence with this humble fish. And remember, the journey to a stronger you might just begin with your next meal. You don't need a prescription for nature's medicine. You just need a fork, a little curiosity, and the willingness to believe that simple changes can bring extraordinary results. Salmon isn't just a fish. It's a symbol of resilience, renewal, and the ongoing adventure of growing older with strength and grace. Give it a try, and see how your body, and your outlook, might change. The miracle isn't just in the food. The miracle is in you, and in your decision to care for yourself, one delicious bite at a time. Once you know the secret that salmon holds for aging muscles, the next question is simple. How can you bring this miracle food into your everyday life in a way that's easy, enjoyable, and effective? Luckily, the path forward isn't complicated, and for many seniors, it becomes a journey not just toward better health, but toward rediscovering pleasure in food and movement. Let's start with the basics. Experts recommend enjoying salmon at least 3 times a week for optimal muscle benefits. Now, this doesn't mean you need to overhaul your entire meal plan or force yourself to eat the same thing every day. The beauty of salmon is its versatility. Whether you prefer it hot or cold, cooked simply or dressed up with herbs, there's a way for everyone to enjoy it. Simple guidance for every day. If you're new to salmon, start slow. On your next grocery trip, pick up a fresh fillet or even a can of wild-caught salmon. Both are excellent choices. For your first meal, try grilling the salmon with a light brush of olive oil, a pinch of salt and pepper, and a squeeze of lemon. Grilling brings out the fish's natural flavor and takes just a few minutes. If you prefer something gentler, steaming is an easy, fuss-free method. Place the fish in a steamer basket over simmering water, add a slice of ginger or fresh dill, and in less than 10 minutes, you'll have a meal fit for a celebration. And for those feeling adventurous, or who have a taste for something different, salmon can even be enjoyed raw as sushi or sashimi, provided you buy sushi-grade fish from a reputable store. Many seniors find that trying a new style of eating, like homemade salmon rolls or poke bowls, adds excitement to the routine of daily meals and keeps healthy eating from ever feeling boring. But you don't need to be a gourmet chef. Simple salmon salads, sandwiches with canned salmon, or even tossing flaked salmon into a bowl of pasta can bring those powerful nutrients right to your plate. The goal isn't perfection. It's consistency and pleasure. Pairing salmon with smart habits. Of course, no single food is a miracle on its own. Salmon works best as part of a well-rounded lifestyle. To truly maximize the benefits for your muscles, try pairing your new salmon habit with a few simple but powerful routines. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Move every day. Gentle exercise, like walking, stretching, or light strength training with hand weights or resistance bands, helps your muscles make the most of the nutrition you're giving them. It doesn't have to be strenuous. A daily stroll around the block, a few minutes of chair exercises, or some easy balance drills can do wonders for your strength and confidence. Even dancing around the living room to your favorite song counts. Stay hydrated. Muscles are made mostly of water, and staying well hydrated is essential for recovery and energy. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses a day, or more if you're active. If plain water isn't your favorite, Try herbal teas or adding a splash of lemon or cucumber. Get enough sleep. Never underestimate the power of a good night's rest. When you sleep, your body repairs and builds new muscle tissue. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night, keeping a consistent bedtime and creating a relaxing nighttime routine. Maybe reading, listening to gentle music, or practicing a few deep breaths before you turn in. A real-life story. Bob's journey back to strength. Let's make all of this real by sharing the story of Bob, a 68-year-old grandfather from Minnesota, who, not long ago, felt like his best years were behind him. Bob loved spending time with his grandchildren, playing catch in the backyard, and teaching them to fish at the lake. But after his 65th birthday, Bob started noticing troubling changes. His legs felt wobbly on stairs, and he struggled to keep up with his youngest grandson on their walks in the park. He brushed it off as normal aging, but deep down, Bob missed the days when his body felt sturdy and reliable. One day, at a community health seminar, Bob learned about the power of salmon and omega-3s for older adults. He was skeptical at first. Could eating more fish help him regain strength? But something about the message stuck with him. He decided to give it a try. Bob began by adding salmon to his dinner 3 nights a week. At first, he kept it simple. Grilled salmon fillets with a side of roasted vegetables, or salmon salad with a little olive oil and fresh lemon. He also made a point to walk each day, starting with just 10 minutes around his block and gradually increasing the distance as his energy improved. Instead of pushing himself hard, Bob focused on enjoying the movement, breathing in the fresh air, waving at neighbors, and savoring the little victories. 3 months later, Bob noticed something remarkable. He could walk further without stopping, his balance had improved, and he no longer needed to rest halfway up the stairs. Even his grandchildren commented on how Grandpa seemed faster and stronger. His doctor, too, was impressed at Bob's renewed vigor and encouraged him to keep up the healthy habits. Bob's story isn't unique. It's a testament to the power of small, steady changes. The combination of protein-rich salmon, gentle movement, and mindful self-care helped him reclaim a sense of vitality he thought was lost for good. Your simple roadmap to stronger muscles. If you'd like to try Bob's approach, here's a simple roadmap to follow. Pick 3 days a week. Choose the days you'll enjoy salmon, perhaps Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Write it on your calendar as a reminder. Vary the cooking methods. Grill, steam, bake, or enjoy it as sushi to keep your meals interesting and flavorful. Use spices, herbs, and citrus for different tastes. Pair with colorful sides. Add leafy greens, steamed vegetables, or a quinoa salad. Not only do these boost the meal's nutrition, but they also keep your plate vibrant and appealing. Stay active. On salmon days, and every day if you can, commit to a short walk, light stretching, or even gentle strength exercises at home. Drink water and rest well. Hydrate throughout the day, and make sleep a priority. Consider setting an evening alarm as a gentle cue to start winding down. Invite others. If possible, share your new routine with a friend, partner, or family member. Cooking together or taking walks side by side makes the journey more joyful and less daunting. No perfection required, just progress. It's important to remember, there are no perfect diets and no perfect exercise routines. You don't need to be a health nut or a culinary expert to reap the benefits. What matters is your willingness to try something new, to honor your body's needs, and to keep moving forward, even if it's just one step at a time. Each serving of salmon is more than just a meal. It's an investment in your independence, your confidence, and the moments that matter most, whether that's chasing grandkids, tending your garden, or simply walking down the street with ease. Bob's story could be yours. It starts with a trip to the store, a commitment to movement, and a belief in your resilience. The journey toward stronger muscles isn't about regaining your youth. It's about ensuring that every year ahead can be lived with strength, joy, and dignity. So next time you're standing at the fish counter, thinking about what's for dinner, remember, salmon isn't just a tasty choice. It's a step toward a future where you feel sturdy, spirited, and truly alive. Have you ever stood in front of the seafood counter at your local grocery store, wondering if you're making the right choice? Maybe you've heard all about the benefits of salmon for muscle health, or perhaps you've even tried it once or twice, only to worry about where it came from or how fresh it was. For many people over 65, every trip to the store can be a little daunting. You want to do what's best for your health, but there are so many options, and sometimes just as many questions. It's a familiar situation. You finally decide to give salmon a try, but the labels confuse you. Is wild-caught better than farm-raised? What about frozen versus fresh? And then there's the price tag. Some cuts are surprisingly expensive, while others seem almost too good to be true. Maybe you even think to yourself, does it matter? Isn't all salmon the same? But let's take a moment and flip that assumption on its head. What if, instead of any salmon is good salmon, the source and quality of your fish could make a real difference for your health and your peace of mind? In an age where we have access to food from around the world, being thoughtful about where our food comes from isn't just trendy. It's an act of self-care. The truth is, not all salmon is created equal. Wild-caught salmon, especially from the cold waters of Alaska or the Pacific Northwest, tends to be richer in omega-3 fatty acids and free from some of the additives or colorings used in some farmed fish. Wild salmon's flavor is often cleaner and more robust, and many find it more satisfying, even in simple dishes. That doesn't mean you need to turn up your nose at farmed salmon. Responsible, sustainably raised farmed fish can also be a healthy choice. The key is transparency and freshness. Look for labels that mention the source of the fish and certifications like Marine Stewardship Council or Alaska Seafood. If you're shopping at a local fish market, don't hesitate to ask questions. Fishmongers are usually happy to tell you where their catch comes from and can even recommend the freshest options that day. But what if you live far from the ocean, or your local grocery store doesn't always carry fresh fish? Don't worry. Frozen salmon can be just as nutritious as fresh, provided it's processed and frozen quickly after being caught. Freezing can lock in nutrients and flavor, giving you access to high-quality salmon year-round, even in landlocked states. If you choose canned salmon, look for wild-caught on the label and try to select varieties with no added fillers or preservatives. The key is to avoid heavily processed, breaded, or sauced options, which can come loaded with sodium or hidden sugars. And here's something else worth remembering. The way you handle and prepare your salmon at home matters, too. Store your fish in the coldest part of your fridge, and use it within a couple of days. If you're cooking for one or two, don't hesitate to portion and freeze what you can't eat right away. And always trust your senses. If the fish smells off, it's best to play it safe and choose another cut. Now, before you dive headfirst into your new salmon routine, it's essential to pause and consider your health conditions. Food is powerful, but so is your body's unique makeup. Maybe you or someone you love has had a seafood allergy for years, or perhaps you've dealt with kidney problems, heart disease, or a special dietary plan. Sometimes, new medications can interact in unexpected ways with dietary changes. It's not about being fearful. It's about being wise and respectful of your body's needs. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Let's meet Linda, for example, a vibrant, independent 72-year-old from North Carolina. After watching a program about the benefits of salmon, she decided to make it a regular part of her diet. But after just one meal, Linda began to feel an uncomfortable tingling in her mouth and a tightness in her throat. Thankfully, she recognized the symptoms of a mild allergic reaction and called her doctor. With her physician's help, Linda learned she was allergic to certain types of fish but could safely enjoy other protein-rich foods, like eggs, chicken, and soy. Today, Linda still follows a muscle-friendly diet. She just skips the salmon and enjoys a variety of other healthy options. The lesson here is simple. Before making any major changes to your eating habits, especially if you have known allergies, chronic conditions, or if you're on medications, have a chat with your healthcare provider. A quick check-in can provide reassurance, help you plan smart swaps, and set you up for success. And maybe you're someone who just can't stand the taste or smell of fish, or you grew up in a family where seafood was a rare treat. Don't worry, you're not out of options. The real secret to muscle strength is regular, high-quality protein, something you can find in a wide range of foods. Chicken breast, turkey, lean cuts of beef, pork tenderloin, and eggs are all excellent choices. If you lean toward a plant-based diet, foods like tofu, tempeh, beans, lentils, and nuts can give your muscles what they need to stay strong. Soy products, in particular, provide complete proteins that rival those found in animal foods. But what gives salmon its special edge, and why is it still such a superstar in the muscle health world? It's all about the omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, which aren't found in significant amounts in most land-based foods. These healthy fats do more than just support muscles. They help keep your heart, brain, and joints in top shape, and they fight inflammation, a common problem as we age. If you aren't able to eat salmon, talk to your doctor about other ways to boost your omega-3s. Some people benefit from fish oil supplements or algae-based omega-3 capsules, especially if they're committed to a vegetarian lifestyle. As you start this new chapter, whether you're experimenting with salmon, adding more eggs to your breakfast, or swapping beans into your favorite chili, there's one last lesson that matters more than all the rest: patience. In a world of quick fixes and miracle cures, it's easy to hope for instant results. We want to eat one healthy meal and wake up the next morning feeling 10 years younger. But bodies, especially after 65, have their rhythm. True, lasting change doesn't come overnight. It's the result of hundreds of tiny choices made day after day. Consider Jack, a retired teacher in Indiana. Jack was never a big fan of fish, but after his annual checkup showed early signs of muscle weakness, he decided to give salmon a try. For the first few weeks, he didn't feel much different. He'd sauté fillets with lemon and dill, add an extra walk in the afternoon, and then look for any sign of immediate improvement. But real progress was slow. Some days, he felt discouraged and wondered if the effort was even worth it. But Jack remembered his doctor's advice: don't look for change tomorrow, look for it after a season. And sure enough, 3 months later, Jack noticed he was moving more easily, climbing stairs without stopping, and picking up his grandkids with a newfound sense of strength. The journey was gradual, but the reward was real. If you ever find yourself frustrated, maybe you miss a salmon dinner, or a new recipe turns out less than perfect, remember that one slip doesn't erase your hard work. Consistency is what matters. Every meal, every walk, every bit of effort adds up over time. Progress might be invisible at first, but it's happening inside your body, muscle fiber by muscle fiber, day by day. Let's not forget, either, that food is about more than just nutrients and numbers. It's about joy, tradition, and connection. Maybe you cook salmon with your partner and share stories from your childhood, or you invite a neighbor to join you for dinner and a laugh. Healthy habits are more likely to last when they're woven into the fabric of your daily life, when they bring you pleasure, not pressure. So, as you stand in front of the seafood counter, or open your pantry at home, give yourself credit for every healthy choice you make. Ask questions about your food, listen to your body, and don't hesitate to reach out for guidance if you need it. If you're trying something new, like salmon, give it a real chance, 3 times a week for a few months. Then step back and celebrate the small victories. There's no perfect way to age, but there are better ways to care for yourself. Whether you're adding more omega-3s to your plate, or simply finding a new rhythm of patience and self-compassion, know that you're investing in the most important thing of all: your ability to live life on your own terms, strong, independent, and with a full heart. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep moving forward. Each healthy choice is a step toward a brighter, stronger tomorrow, and that's something worth celebrating at any age. As we come to the end of this journey together, I want you to pause and take a deep breath. Think about everything we've explored: The quiet challenge of muscle loss, the hope and healing found in everyday foods like salmon, and the importance of choosing quality, listening to your body, and being patient with yourself. Aging is a path filled with change, but it's also full of opportunities to rediscover strength, resilience, and joy. You are not alone in facing these changes. Each small step you take, adding a serving of salmon, choosing another source of protein, moving your body with care, or simply staying consistent, adds up to a life that is not only longer but richer and more independent. Remember, there's no magic fix. True transformation is the sum of steady, loving choices made day after day. If you stumble or get discouraged, that's okay. The most important thing is to keep moving forward, knowing that every effort you make is an act of self-respect and hope. If you've learned something new or feel inspired to try even one change in your routine, I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What is one thing you'll bring into your daily life after watching this video? Your story might encourage someone else on their journey, too. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Together, let's build a community where every senior feels empowered to live with strength, confidence, and purpose. Remember, you deserve to feel your best at every age.